Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Steve with Medellin Unfiltered. I want to thank you guys all for the support. You guys are the best. I want to thank everybody for the likes, shares, subscribes, the favorites, everything. You guys are the best. I love you guys. It means a lot to me because all I want to do is to inform people, and I'm glad that we can finally do that. So thank you guys for all the support. It means the world to me. I want to talk about what happened last night. I made a pretty big mistake in accepting an interview with a journalist from back home from the US who is writing an article about passport bros. And the overarching theme of this article was that the guys coming abroad to look for women, or just the guys moving abroad, are, she called them LBHs, losers back home, a term that she stole from White Lotus. And I guess it's a big term, but now it's popularized by the show. And her point and kind of her whole premise is that women have stepped their game up and men have not. So women have standards now, and 90% of men don't meet the standards of even the bare minimum of what women look for. So instead of men stepping their game up, they're just leaving. And that she said something that is not exactly untrue, but it's boiled down. But she'd said that the guys that go abroad, any guy that moves abroad to look for a girl, is being delusional, because just because of who he is and what his passport says, that he thinks he deserves a model quality, a girl that looks like a model, who's a housewife, who just loves him and dotes on him and all that. And I think that there is some truth to that. There is a bit of delusion when you come here. If all you have is money, you're not going to find a quality, lasting relationship. If you don't have something else going on in your life, you're not going to do well here either. The thing is no matter where you go, there you are. If you're a lame back home, you're just going to be a lame here. You have to step your game up. And part of that is learning Spanish, which I talked about in the last dating video, but there's a lot of points to it as well. She did bring up some good points that, women have it not the best in society. And it's true. And I'm sorry if that hurts some guys' feelings, but they don't have it very well. They're expected to be perfect all the time. They're expected to look perfect. They're expected to be sexualized when guys want them to be, and to be quiet and be this and that. And they have to be strong. They have to be independent. They have to do all of these things. They have to curate a perfect life, the perfect life that they see online. Maybe that's a bit of the problem. I personally think that social media has wrecked an entire generation of girls and women's brains. And they're comparing themselves. Women compare themselves to others constantly. It's something that we as guys don't do as much, but women do it all the time. And they'll look at the perfect lives of a celebrity and say, that woman, I'm prettier than her. I deserve that kind of same thing. Why don't I have that? So, and then they're unhappy when they don't have they're comparing their life to some curated life. And that's all that social media has become, is just curating the perfect life online. And it sucks. It sucks because now there's a whole generation of girls that think that if my man's not 6 feet tall, if he doesn't have a six pack, if he doesn't have, other sixes that I'm not going to mention, if he doesn't have all of this, I am not worth as much. If a man doesn't take me to $1,000 first date, I am not worth as much. And it's stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. And dating apps haven't helped. Dating apps have only sped up the division between the genders. It's terrible. So when guys leave, it doesn't feel good to women. It's like, well, why are these guys leaving? Why do they get to leave and I can't? The fact is, you can do anything that you want. There's nothing that stops you. The problem that I have with kind of what she was saying is that there's a video that I'll react to in a moment here, but she kind of said that we need to stop passport bros from leaving the country. They need to deal with their problems back home, and they need to please the women that are around them. They don't get to go other places and do it. And I mean, that's reductive as hell, in my opinion. The fact is that a lot of, if what she said is true, and men aren't good enough, and the things that men can't change aren't good enough for women, such as height. The women that have a hard 6 foot height requirement. If a guy's not 6 feet, then what is he going to do? Is he just going to go languish, or what is kind of insinuated, and they don't want to say this, but no, he can date someone, but he can't date someone better than me. He has to date a woman that's below me. They won't say that, but that's kind of the insinuation, and that was what this girl had said. This lady had said last night too, is that, if a man doesn't have all of this, then he has to adjust to what his means are. If he's not a high earner, he can't expect a beautiful woman. Beautiful women cost money. I think there's a word for that, right? I didn't say that, but I wanted to. Trying to be respectful. But the fact is that relationships have become transactional. And at the end of the day, if it's a transaction, you're going to go where you get the best price. You're going to go where you have the best buying power. And the fact of the matter is, you get a better chance going somewhere else than you have of being at home. You have more buying power. Basically, your cost of entry in other countries is lower. You still have the same problems. You still have the same relationship issues, especially with the world being so globally open now. But the fact of the matter is that the reason guys are leaving is they've been priced out. They've been priced out of the market. So why are they gonna stick around? And the bigger question I have is, if a man isn't good enough for you, why do you care if he's leaving? Why do you give a shit? What's the big deal? If he's leaving and he's going somewhere else, then you should be happy, because that's taking another man out of the dating pool for you. It's another loser gone. What do you care? So she showed me this video, which I've seen before, and I do want to talk about it. So I'm going to play it here. It's like a 40-second video. So I'll put it up on the screen right there. There we go.
We have a serious conversation about the LBHs, passport bros, like whatever you want to call them. I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
Okay, so really quickly to talk about this. Again, if all of these things are true, if the guys are losers, if the guys aren't worth your time, they're not people you would even look at, why do you care if they leave? Let them go. Doesn't that take your attention away? Or is that what you want? Anyways, that is what they want, by the way. The attention. They still want these guys to be in their friend zone and do things for them and be their backup plan and all that. But guys are tired of it. Guys are sick of that shit. And I mean, it's a big thing. I'm not saying that women are the problem with dating. A lot of guys are the problem too. It's both sides. It's a 50-50 blame. It's a 50-50 blame share on it. You know, if you're back home in the US and you're dating and, you know, you're just trying to hook up with girls, then be honest about it. There's plenty of women out there that'll do it. There's no need to go and to make a good woman into a bitter woman by... Nothing will make that happen quicker than ghosting them or doing a pump and dump, any of that stuff. Come on, guys, do better than that. You got to be better. Think about the guys that are out there that really want this stuff. There's enough women out there who will be more than happy with a one-night stand now. Hookup culture is such a big deal in the U.S. that you'll find somebody that'll do it, that wants it. That's all they want. So it's a 50-50 blame share. And to get mad that men are leaving is that's dirty work, man. That's craziness. And you know, these mid men or they crusty, dusty men or whatever language they're going to use to shame dudes. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. One other thing I do want to talk about, and that I kind of brought up to her and she does nothing, was that there's a massive difference between a passport bro, which is somebody who is going abroad to look for a partner, somebody that's going abroad to look for a relationship, a real relationship, where that's a passport bro. But that's kind of become this ubiquitous term, this blanket term for anybody who leaves for anything to do with romance. The behavior that most people are talking about and they attribute to passport bros is sexual tourism. And let me be very clear with this. If you're not breaking any local laws, you're not being disrespectful to culture, and you're not breaking any local laws, or you're not doing anything that hurts other people, okay, whatever. Do what you need to do. Don't let other people's morals dictate what you want, what you do in your life. But at the same time, we as men have to make sure we separate these two things. And another thing I do want to bring up, and I've said it with other dating videos, not articles, and articles, but if you're going to come here or any of these other countries, move in silence, okay? Don't come here and treat the city as your filming background to make yourself look cool and to flex. The arrogance is what's causing a lot of this gringo hate right now. The arrogance of certain people is what's causing the problem. And I'm not pointing at one side. There's a lot of dudes that come here and they're just absolutely arrogant. And if you think that people here in the government, people here in the city government aren't looking at your videos, you are mistaken. Anytime you hashtag or you put Medellin in something, they're looking for it and they can find it. So the way you act online, when you go somewhere, you are a representation of your entire country to a lot of people. So if you come here and you act like an asshole, they're gonna think we're all assholes. And some of us are, but there's a lot of people that aren't. So again, don't be salty like her if you're a woman. If a guy leaves and he's somebody you don't care about, then let him go. If he's somebody you do care about, then step your game up maybe. Just kidding. I don't want to continue that fight anymore. But I want to see what you guys think. What do you think about this video? What do you think about the separating of passport bros and sex tourists? I want to know this because I have my definition of it, but I want to know what your definition is. What is it that you think a passport bro is? What is it that you think a sex tourist is? They're not the same. And convince me otherwise. Convince me otherwise. And if you're a woman, please let me know and answer the question, why do you care if a man goes abroad to look for a wife, if it's a man that you have no interest in, that you think is beneath you? Please explain this to me. I want to know. I want to hear from everybody on this because this is a pretty important topic. So let's talk about it. Thank you all for sticking around this long with the video. I'm going to try and keep these as short and compact as possible. So again, thank you guys. And like, share, and subscribe to the video and ring the notification bell so you know when I do the next one. I'm going to try and do one probably this week. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys soon.